You know, on this channel, I talk a lot about data and how to gather data and get the most out of your customer based on the data that is being provided to you about them. But a lot of the time, marketing isn't about that. A lot of the time, it's emotional. It's pure emotion. It's how to connect with your customer and make them feel what you want them to feel so that they take the action that you want them to take. What that means is that to sell, a lot of the time, you need a story. So today I'm going to talk about how to craft ideas for a story, how to develop the core message behind that story, and then the types of storytelling that work best in a marketing storytelling environment. My name's Trent Kennelly. I'm a marketing strategist, and on this channel, I talk about everything that you can do to improve your business through marketing, sales, and analytics. So if that sounds good to you and you're excited, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, comment and let me know the best marketing storytelling experience that you have ever had, something that just made you go, oh my God, that's amazing. And then stick around until the end for my 2 free giveaways as normal. The first is a free consult that I give away every week. I'll tell you more about that at the end. And then the second is a storytelling worksheet so that you can start building this out yourself. All right, let's get started. All right, so when we're crafting ideas to tell a story, we really need to start by figuring out who the person is before we can figure out what we need to talk to them about, right? Because if you don't know who they are, you don't know where they live online, you don't know what their pains are because you can't look at what they even have to say. But if you understand who they are, then it's really gonna help you to get to where they are and read a little bit more about them and get a lot of deep information that you need to be able to write this story effectively. So if you wanna figure out who they are, you need an ideal customer avatar, which you can check out here. Check out that video if you want more info on ideal customer avatars. But for now, just understand that once you have that information, after you've built out that avatar, you've done that research, you're gonna know who they are and likely where they are. If they're on Facebook or Instagram or found through email or whatever, you're gonna understand that information at that point. Then you can go online where they are, you can read their posts, get a feel for their wants and their needs and their pains, and you can use this as inspiration for your message. So you take these ideas that they have, write them down, create a list of all these things that you can take away as good ideas. And if you see something more than once, make sure that you mark it as more than once. Don't just write it down a second time, because you want to be able to see that these are the big pains. These are the ones that people are experiencing the most. So maybe that's where I need to focus on the most. So once you have that, once you've built out that list, you're going to be able to draw out a few general themes. Those themes are your baseline. You're going to be able to say, all right, so I've got 2 or 3 clear overall problems that people are experiencing that they need help with. That's your baseline. And then you can start to brainstorm around those ideas to get your idea a little bit more firm in your head. All right, so let's talk about your core message now. So the themes we just developed, we're gonna put those aside for just a moment, and let's just list out the big features and benefits of your offer. So a feature is what it does, and a benefit is how it helps the reader. It's more important to talk about benefits, but it's still important for you to understand your features. So if you want more information on that, you can check out this video here on copywriting and how to get the most out of that. In any case, right now, we just want to write down our features and our benefits so that we can clearly understand how we can associate those with the core message. So you're going to take those themes, you're going to cross-reference them with the benefits and the features, and that's going to tell you the structure. So you know this is the most important theme, these are the benefits and the features that go with it, this is the next most important, these are the benefits and the features that go with that. So let's go through a few examples just to kind of understand what I'm talking about here. So let's say, for example, that you're selling a course on how to be a voice actor. You know that your ideal client is between 35 and 54 years old, a business person, a washed out actor that just couldn't make it in their 20s. Their preferred content types are podcasts and YouTube. So the course benefits might be an easy avenue back into acting. This allows for more range when you are going back to acting. This is usable beyond acting to start an improv podcast or something else. That's a benefit. A feature might be, this is what room acoustics need to be like. This is what your mic needs to be like. This is how to make your voice boom. This is how to not wear out your voice very quickly, that sort of stuff. The core message then could end up being something like, get back to what you really love by learning the art of voice acting. Now, this is not a customer-facing message. This is just you understanding what you're going after so that when you tell the story, it tells a story that brings people back into that fold with that basic core message. So it doesn't need to be super polished. So traditionally, there are a lot of different types of storytelling, but when it comes to marketing storytelling, there are really just 2 that apply: away from pain and toward pleasure. So away from pain is when you're identifying a pain that the reader has and you're solving that pain for them. So here's an example. This is an example paragraph I wrote. I'm just going to read it to you. I was a burned out actor. I had no money and I took a dead-end job just to make ends meet until I found my big break. But that break never came. Then a friend introduced me to voice acting. I perfected my craft and started booking jobs all over town. Now I want to help you do the same thing. So do you see how that was a pain? He was a burned out actor. He couldn't make his craft work. He loved this thing, but he just couldn't get there. And then he solved that problem with voice acting, and he's going to help you solve the same problem. That's an away from pain letter. You're taking them from the pain that they have and you're moving them away from it. The second type of storytelling here is toward pleasure storytelling. So this is where you're getting people excited about some of the most exciting, pleasurable aspects of your offer. So vacation rentals and that sort of stuff, they're always going to be toward pleasure because they want you to be excited to go, whereas something like I had no money is going to be an away from pain example. So here's a good example of a paragraph that is toward pleasure. Voice acting has allowed me to make more money than I ever thought possible, all while making my own hours and having enough time to spend with my family and friends, or even to go on vacation multiple times a year. So do you see that that's, instead of talking about pain, all you're doing is saying, look, I make so much more money and I do whatever I want as a voice actor. You should come learn from me. Both of these approaches are really good. It just depends on whether your audience is going to respond more to one versus the other, and you're really going to know that after you've done your ideal customer avatar research. All right, guys, I hope that that was really helpful for you and that you got a lot out of that. If you want to do this for yourself, I highly advise that you get the storytelling worksheet in the description. That'll help you to kind of structure this a little bit better and walk you through what that needs to look like. It's completely free, no obligation at all. Also, if you really need marketing consultation services right now, please make sure that you sign up on my website. Just fill out the form, add a little description about what you need. Make sure that you like, comment, and sub on this video as well to make sure that you're able to be interactive with me on that. And I'd just love to learn a little bit more about what it is that you need, what you're looking for, why you really need this service right now. So please make sure that you hit me up on that if you need it. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe as normal, and I'll catch you in the next one.